You know, one of the most incredible things and one of the most intriguing things to whitetail deer, to me, is their adaptability. I mean, they are absolutely amazing. I mean, you got to deal with sight, scent, and sound. I mean, that's three major obstacles to overcome. And then you've got that sixth sense that if you've hunted whitetails at all that you're familiar with. It's when you're sitting up there in the tree stand and the deer doesn't know you're in the world, and all of a sudden he or she just looks up and picks you off. You know, the thing's really neat is you're hunting them and they're living there. It's just like if you come home and your wife's rearranged the furniture, you're going to notice that right off the bat. And you have to be ever mindful of that when you're in the woods and when you're choosing your stand sites and the places that you're going to hunt. You know, we've got great tools today, things that have brought deer hunting light years, scent locker suits and carbon sprays to help cover the scent. But it's still critical that you hang your stand, that you do your homework, that you do your scouting work, and that you hang your stand in the right spot. You know, if the wind's blowing wrong, particularly if you're hunting a big buck and the wind's blowing from the wrong direction, don't go in there and hunt that stand, because if you bump him out of his safety zone one time, man, time and again I've seen them just disappear. And they're too doggone hard to find to take a chance on it. I would rather go scout or go to another stand where the wind is right, as opposed to hunting a place where the wind's bad. There is absolutely no room for mistakes, whether you're fooling with trophy bucks or an equally worthy opponent, a 5.5 or 6-year-old doe deer. You got to beat them on their own field. They got the home game advantage every time you're out there. All right, Tyler, tell me where we are and what we're looking for here.
Well, this is about where we're at right down in here right now.
Right.
What we have is soybean fields up to the north and a nice oak ridge that runs all the way down into some native prairie grasses. We have switchgrass and big blue stem and little blue. Great cover for the deer. It's about 6 foot tall and really thick, and they seem to love to bed in it.
And you think they're going to come through which way? Through this narrow little neck?
What they'll do is they'll come down this ridge, and when it bottles down here, it's a great funnel. But what makes this spot so good, and what's been good for me in the past, is there's a big red oak tree there that usually loses acorns early in the year. It's one of the first ones to drop. And what the deer do is they come back through there in the morning, and it's far enough away from the fields. It's late, they get a bite to eat, there's usually acorns there, and then they'll go into the grass and bed down.
Just a little dessert before they go and take a nap?
Just a little dessert.
Let's go see if we can find the tree, man. That sounds like the perfect spot. I love the way it looks here on the map.
Okay. Well, here's the tree I was telling you about on the map, the big red oak.
Oh man, yeah, look.
You can see.
There's a scrape right there.
Scrape right underneath the tree.
The grass mashed down everywhere.
Look at all the acorns on the ground, the droppings everywhere. They've definitely been using it again this year.
Man, they are. It is raining acorns in here. Let's just get right over in the edge of the woods. I mean, it's right on the edge. Some falling out here, some falling on the inside. Man, look at the acorns.
Step inside and see. You find a tree just in the ridge where you can shoot out in the field and down along the ridge.
Man, it's just torn up in here. I'm gonna tell you what you can tell just by looking at this. The leaves are matted down in here. The deer are spending a bunch of time.
Well, look at all the droppings, the acorns, They've definitely been in here.
Look at it, where they've been chewing them up. They are. Right now, the deer are coming from the west.
Sure, if we take this west all the way up the ridge, you come to the soybean fields, and it's 400 or 500 yards up that way. But if we got the wind like it's changing to right now from the morning, we're gonna have a southwest or west wind. We'll be perfectly set up in here in the tree, just right in here. That's what we've done in the past.
You want to be able to shoot to the edge of the field too, because they may come right down the edge. You don't have to be a deer hunting expert to pick a spot like this, man. This is awesome.
We kind of stumbled onto this tree, I'll be honest with you. Maybe we just set up on this edge because it's such a great bottleneck. But what happens is deer come down and they just stop right here because of this great red oak.
Yeah.
It was a fluke.
It's dropping early. It's one of the first ones falling. Let's get the stuff and see if we can stand up here. I want to be here in the morning early.
Sounds great.
Let's go. One of the most critical things dealing with hunting whitetails, particularly with a bow and arrow or even with a rifle, but more so with archery, is his nose. I mean, you know, you can almost compare him to a coyote when it comes to his sense of smell. I mean, you've got to have the wind right. And that sometimes that wind's going to swirl, and I mean there's great tools out there today. I mean, you got great scent lock suits and great carbon sprays that you can spray on you, but you know, in my book, nothing beats doing your homework and getting your tree stand in the right spot and then hunting that spot when the wind is right. I'm surprised he ain't moving the way this wind is blowing. It's just that weather's coming. Man, listen to her crunching. Right here behind us. So it's a big buck, big buck to our right. watching that doe, and where did he come from? He just like came up out of a rabbit hole. Unbelievable. Man, I've been hunting all my life. We're here in Iowa at Timber Road. What you just seen is the biggest deer I've ever shot at with a bow in my life. I got to sit down. Man, to God be the glory, what a hunt. What a hunt. Come on, man. You're not gonna believe this dude. Look at this. Look what a buck. Look at that. Is that a monster? I'm glad I didn't have long to look at him, because I would have fallen out of the tree. I mean, he's a big old, look, he's got one, he's got all the mainframe stuff. He got old broken brow tine. I wouldn't want to have been the one that was pushing around. And they got all this stuff sticking out the front, looks like an elk. Look, those are turned down. And these dudes right here got that palmation and those two little kicker points coming off of there, turned down. Man, you hunt your whole life. I still can't. Oh man, what a week. I mean, you come up here and you get to spend some time at Timber Ghost and meet Mike and all the guys, and they've been busting their fannies all weekend working for us, and everything's just been perfect. The stands are great. I mean, it's just like you do it yourself. And it's just incredible, and and then all of a sudden, you understand why they call it Timber Ghost, because this dude just pops up out of the ground. I mean, we're sitting there watching the does, sun's coming up, beautiful morning, and bam, there he is. It was absolutely unbelievable. The only other thing, it's so easy to get wrapped up in bighorns and trophy bucks, and that's the biggest deer I've ever killed in my life. I'll probably never kill another deer that big. But how lucky we are to be able to come out here and do this and spend time in the outdoors, and what a privilege it is, and it's so easy to take it for granted. It's so easy to take it for granted. I'm gonna tell you, whether it's a great big trophy buck or a lifetime or a little old doe back home, I'm a lucky man to be able to do this right here.